What's up, fam? Hey, just reminded y'all, we got that dope merch. We got the 2A-N-LA caps. We got the beanies. We got the Try Jesus Not Me Because I Shoot t-shirts and sweatshirts and the whole Not Me collection. You can find all our merch down at the official store below. All right? Until next time, holla at your boy. Hey YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of 2A-N-LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Alright, so look fam, this is going to be a quick video. You know, this is not a political channel. This channel is really dedicated to all things that go bang. I try not to bring my personal politics into the channel. The only time I really do so is when politics touches the 2A community. And there's a lot of activity right now going on in the 2A community that may or may not affect us, and some definitely will. We've got, case right now at the Supreme Court that is being decided upon that could change the nature of concealed carry across the United States. And so I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. But today I thought I would opine a little bit on the two recent verdicts that we've had, the Rittenhouse verdict and the Arbery verdict. A lot of people have tried to join these two cases at the hip as if they were similar circumstances. I don't think that's the case. So there's a couple things I want to say in general, and then a couple things I'll talk about relative to each individual verdict. What I'll say is the media has a tendency, and if you guys have watched the channel, you guys know I'm not a fan of media. I'm not a fan of conservative media. I'm not a fan of liberal media. I'm not a fan of politicians. I feel like they are all encouraged to gin up this vitriol and monetize this vitriol either for ratings or to be reelected and for campaign funds, and really the people that suffer are the people. So I'm all about the people. I'm not with the media. I'm not with politicians. That said, I think we as a people need to be careful that a lot of times the media will pick up something and politicians will pick up something and they'll make it about something else. And I think what we need to be cognizant about is that regardless of how the media and politicians are spinning it or framing it, that each case has a specific set of facts. And most of the time, I don't think that those facts fall nicely and neatly into a liberal box or a conservative box. And I think when we're pressing for guilty verdicts or innocent verdicts, regardless of what political side of the fence you're on, we need to remember that this is a human being that's on trial, and that their lives are at stake here. And if the individual set of facts don't directly correlate to whatever your cause is or whatever your political view is, at the end of the day, this is what should judge whether somebody's innocent or guilty are the facts of the case. And I think a lot of times media plays it way too wild and loose on both sides. I think politicians play it wild and loose with the facts on both sides. And I think we as a people who are busy with our everyday lives, going to work every day, raising our children, being husbands, being wives, and our careers and everything, right? We don't have time oftentimes to get into the facts. We rely on politicians that we trust, on media outlets that we trust. And that is a mistake, particularly if you aren't listening to both sides, because every side is giving you their angle. I'm a kind of person, if I'm going to watch the news, I watch all of it. I'll watch MSNBC and Fox. I want to know what both sides are saying. And then I can try to piecemeal together, formulate my own opinion, right? And so what I've really tried to do in both of these instances is not deal with the hype, but deal with the actual facts. I have watched the actual trial, much of it, not all of it, the Rittenhouse trial. Certainly the key testimony. I've seen the videotape, and under the law, under the guise of self-defense, I think Kyle Rittenhouse probably should have been acquitted. I think that said, though, I think there are a lot of people out here that are trying to make him either the devil and some kind of racist on one end of the spectrum. And I think there are people out here trying to make him out to be a hero on the other side. And I don't think he's either of those things, right? Look, I do think he was being attacked. He tried to retreat. And in response to being attacked, he discharged his firearm to extinguish that threat. And that is, the definition of self-defense. Now, I think there's some judgment issues here. This is why I'm not calling him a hero. Was he out there trying to do some good? Probably so. He was cleaning walls, graffiti off walls and things like that, offering aid to people. He was also out there with an AR-15 rifle. He's a 17-year-old kid. I think there is some judgment, a lack of judgment. I can only imagine, I was around his age, a little bit older, but around his age when the civil unrest in Los Angeles took place after the Rodney King verdict. And I could not imagine me going to my mom or me going to my dad and saying, hey, I think I'm going to go out here and help out, and protect the stores in our neighborhood, and I'm gonna use somebody's AR-15 rifle. Yeah, no, my parents weren't going for that. Nor would I. And so I think there was some poor judgment there on his part, and he should have had better information and better advice. He went out there with an AR-15 rifle with absolutely no training in terms of law enforcement or security or anything, with a bunch of other untrained people. And because of that, he put himself in a situation where he was required to defend himself. He was out after curfew at 17 with a rifle, and he got attacked. Let's not make him out to be a rocket scientist. Let's not make him out to be a hero. I don't think he's that. I think he's a very lucky young man. I think he's a very lucky young man that the facts bore it out, that there was videotape available to show what really happened, because he quite frankly could have been locked up for the rest of his life. And so I'm not I don't know the kid. I'm not buying into the media hype that he is racist and he's this and that and the other thing. And I don't think there's any real evidence to prove that, other than some photographs that he was in with some people or something. I'm not buying that. But I'm also not buying that he's an American hero or anything like that. I'm not buying that either. The same way I'm not buying what the liberals are saying when they call, the people that were killed that night by Rittenhouse, they try to make them out to be as if they're freedom fighters or something. I'm not. I'm not buying. I'm not buying that either. So, look, I think that the decision in the Rittenhouse case, from a textbook perspective, from a legal perspective, probably was self defense. Yes, he was armed, but he tried to retreat. He was pursued. In some cases, he was beaten. In another case, had a gun pulled on him. In another case, somebody tried to snatch the gun from him after he retreated and chased him down. So yeah, I think the facts probably bear out an innocent verdict in that case. Now, in the Arbery case, I think that's a total different kettle of fish. People have tried to equate the cases like they're one and the same, but it's not. Arbery was unarmed. He did not break any law other than looking suspicious or acting suspicious. But that is not a law. That is not a law. And three men, two with firearms, falsely imprisoned him. And he had every right in that instance to defend himself. And there was, in this case, they tried to argue self-defense, but it's hard to argue self-defense when it's 3-on-1 and two guns on one, so that doesn't fly. And then the other flip side, where they tried to make a quote-unquote citizen's arrest, yeah, that's not flying either because they didn't meet the legal standard. And again, at the end of the day, y'all, it's not about politics. It's not about white or black. It's not about liberal or conservative. It's about the individual facts of the case. And I think too many times that doesn't sell. The individual facts of the case doesn't sell. It doesn't help people get reelected, and it doesn't draw ratings. And so what the media and politicians do is they extrapolate or get wild and loose with the facts, or sometimes ignore the facts altogether in an effort to make this about something bigger. And in doing that, oftentimes they run the risk of influencing juries, influencing attorneys about whether or not they should prosecute or not, influencing and causing more division between right and left, white and black, and otherwise. And so, again, I'm not a fan. I mean, you guys can tell I'm not a fan of the media, either side, liberal or conservative, really. I'm not a fan of politicians, because again, it's not to say that there are not any politicians out there who are trying to do the right thing, that are trying to do good. But I don't romanticize these politicians. Liberals who thought Obama could do no wrong, sure he could. Sure he could. Republicans out there saying that Trump is the next coming. No, he's not. No, he's not. And so I don't get down like that. I don't get down with these politicians or with the media. I'm all about the people, and I'm all about the facts. And so I think that the decisions in both cases were likely just based on what I understood the facts to be, what I understood the testimony to be. I don't think either case really says a lot about where we are as a society, other than there is some hope that the criminal justice system works. And I don't, historically, I've not had a lot of faith in the criminal justice system, but in this particular case, I feel like it worked. And so those are my thoughts, y'all. Y'all can let me know what you think. If you think I'm crazy, if you think Rittenhouse should have been convicted, or you think he's, a hero, a national hero, or whatever. If you think the Arbery verdict went the wrong way, tell me why down in the comments. But those are just my thoughts, for that and, 25 cents to get your newspaper. All right. Until next time, fam. Take care of one another and peace.